Hit the like button if you prefer Trent Alexander-Arnold over Kyle Walker. And if you prefer Kyle Walker over Trent Alexander-Arnold, hit the like button. Okay. So let's find out. We'll do an informal
This
poll.
is my first reaction to that game was that it's incredible how Manchester City and Liverpool can appear so dominant against all the other 18 Premier League teams. But when they play each other, they make mistakes like they have the shittest defenses in the league. Like they forget how to defend. But we know that they're very good on both sides.
Right.
But there's something that they're clearly so good that they make each other's defenders look Pele stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, just to Pele stupid. I think he's out of jail now, dude. I think he's good. I think he's out. Hopefully you're reacting to society positively. You back, baby. They can't hold you down too long.
That's what rehabilitation is about.
Yeah, man.
We
they can't hold you down too long, Pele stupid.
All right.
Maybe now you are Pele assimilating to society. So I agree with you, and I think it's one of those things of like, imagine you had two boxers who were really good at hooks. You know what I mean? Even if you're good at defending against the hooks, this other guy is also as good as you at hooks. So you're just going to get a lot of punches being that are connecting, and I think that's what you're talking about. I think that's what you saw.
Yeah, and there's clearly there's a lot of the conversation, and I don't know who is responsible for this or who. People want this to be a rivalry, whether it's like the broadcasters, whether it's NBC.
Well, I mean, the winner, if there was a winner, it would have pretty much dictated the title.
Sure. Right. And I think the result. Who do you think the result favors more? This draw.
So there's a lot that I have to say with regard to that answer, and this goes into who is the better manager. To some degree, it looks like it felt a little bit like the handing of the baton from Pep being the main focus of the league as the best manager to Klopp. But you had some major issues. There were some glaring issues. No Ruben Diaz for City. Yeah. Huge. That's massive. That's the guy they brought in that basically won them the league. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't know. But this is I was thinking about this. I'm like, Manchester City has a ridiculous amount of depth at center back that it's comical almost.
Yeah,
right?
But you're going against the other best team.
Right. But
you don't want to have a missing piece. And then on the other side, you got Trent Alexander just being like, not here to defend my team. I'm gonna just let these dudes go by me.
Well, there was that a Klopp keeps getting that question. I saw there was a comment from a game a couple months ago where
they kept asking him what that mouth do.
They keep it, just week in after week. And we see them teeth.
Let me hold your ears, my G.
Wildly disrespectful.
Have you heard our show before? I love the parts where I'm in the middle of a joke and I just keep remembering, no one's going to edit this out.
Yeah.
There's no more FUBO, baby.
Yeah. And it's also quite live. It's quite happening right now.
Oh, yeah, no, everybody heard that.
No, but the...
Pele Dare?
D-A-R-E, yeah. Bayer Guna said City need a striker bad. So
he's scared straight.
Okay.
You guys are so disrespectful. I love it.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
He keeps getting the question about what his mouth do.
No, about he keeps getting the question about why can't Trent Alexander-Arnold defend? Does he have a problem defending? And he basically said like, I'm tired of fielding this question. He can defend and blah blah blah. But then there's just certain games that he gets cooked. But then on top of that, for him, every time he gets just like embarrassed by a winger or forward or whatever. Then he has like a worldie of a ball that he sends.
That's the trade-off.
To lead to an incredible assist that is a highlight that is seen around the world. So,
am I wrong to suggest that he's the Wish.com version of Kyle Walker?
No. Kyle Walker wishes he could send passes the way Trent Alexander-Arnold does. Kyle Walker wishes.
Trent Alexander wishes he could defend the way Kyle Walker defends.
Look, are we gonna get? You can't on any on FIFA Create a Player. You can't put everything at 99, right?
You could if you got the right password, yeah.
All right, you got the right connects.
Why is
EA.
LeBron out there, bro? This dude's 6'8".
What
What would you say? Okay, on a scale of 0 to 100, if you were creating a player, what would you say Trent Alexander's offensive abilities are?
Offensive, I mean, to me, he's easily a 91.
And what's Kyle Walker's?
I would say like 82, 83.
Okay, maybe
Offensive. I think
yeah, strictly offensive.
I think Trent Alexander-Arnold is one of the best offensive fullbacks in the world.
No more editors said by Pele canceled. Thank you, Soccer Italia. This is just gonna go on all fucking day. I can't share anything with you guys, bro. Watching the game, I kept wondering when the Klopp Pep era ends. Does it take an outside force to move either of them, or will they someday pack their bag and walk away? And we're going to talk about that in a second. I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, so what would you rate Trent Alexander's defensive ability?
Defensive ability, I mean, we're sliding
the scales
we're
on
sliding
FIFA
that.
here.
It's gonna be I'm gonna say a 78.
I felt like you were being generous there.
No, I don't think it's much worse than that. I mean, who is like objectively? So I mean, as far as Premier League fullbacks, like who would you want Trent Alexander-Arnold to be like? Like to me,
Kyle Walker.
Defensively, okay, but Kyle Walker is
Kieran Tierney.
Is he as good a defender?
Yes.
Or similar to Kyle Walker? If Kyle Walker is the best,
Kyle Walker, I think, might be the best right back of all time in the Premier League.
that is saying quite a bit.
No, it's not. It's literally just a sentence.
It's saying quite a bit. I don't know.
Can you think of a better right back?
Look, we know Kyle Walker, and there was just an interview. I think Paul Arriola was on the call up, if I'm not mistaken, or another show. I don't remember. And Paul Arriola was talking about his time playing for Swansea, and he said that one of the things he misses is the competition, and one of the players that he faced that he said, man, I wish I can go up against him again, is Kyle Walker. He's like, this dude is just the fastest human being I've ever seen. He's so physical. He's just so intense. He's just one of the best defenders. But going forward, I think Kyle Walker still has some work to do. I think there's clearly better players than him when it comes to simply going forward. But defending,
here's the thing. He has the ability to go forward the same way like a DeAndre Yedlin does, which is, okay, I'm going to let you go up there because I know you can recover and get back to the space you need to get back to in time. Whereas Trent Alexander's game hinders upon the fact, I don't think I used that word correctly. It hangs on the fact that if he's not going forward, he's a bad player.
I wouldn't go as far as to say he's a bad player.
He's not your starting right back if you're not having him go forward. If Sam Allardyce was his manager and he was like, you take 2 steps forward, you're off the team, you have to sit back and defend and wait, he's a bad defender.
But is he a liability?
Yes.
I wouldn't go that far.
The man gets cooked, and then the way he
once in a while, everybody does. It's everybody's time
only
to
Granit
get cooked.
Xhaka when Mikel Arteta puts him back there for no goddamn reason. We'll talk about that as well. So the reason why I'm talking about all this is because who had the advantage?
What do you mean?
As far as squads is concerned, who had a better? Who would you say came in with a more fully prepared squad? Klopp or Pep?
I would have
to say Klopp, right?
I would have to say Klopp. Liverpool, the fact that they've closed that 12 or 14 point lead that City had.
No, I'm just talking about squad on the day of the game.
No, I'm just saying. But I just think the quality of the squad and the form that they are in is the reason why the title race is so close. When 2 months ago we were like, okay, City has it again.
But don't you think to some degree City took Klopp's best punch and survived? They walked out of there with a point. And really, they were a stupid VAR check from winning that game against Klopp while not having their best center back, regardless of their depth.
Yeah.
Don't you think to some degree that actually takes Liverpool out of this year's title race? Obviously, a lot can change. But if we're going to go based on what's happened this weekend, and on top of that, next year they're probably not going to have Mohamed Salah.
Right. So I would say that somebody brought this up. Somebody said that.
So isn't this their last chance at a title?
Who's Liverpool?
Yeah.
No, not at all. Even without Salah, they'll be fine.
I don't think they'll be this good.
They brought in Luis Diaz, who could probably play on the right.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're going to be terrible. They're not going to become Everton all of a sudden.
It's not their last chance. No, it's not. It's not. Their
I don't
last
think
chance
their title. I don't think they're competing for the title next season without Mohamed Salah.
I disagree, but I think Jurgen Klopp is the most important piece to that to Liverpool's success. So as long as he's there, I think they'll be fine.
Bayer Iguna says he's taking Trent Alexander-Arnold over Kyle Walker any day of the week.
Goals are worth more than goals are hard to come by. Goals are harder to come by than to defend. You can find a competent defender.
One of your four members of your back line is extremely important. If you put the wrong person back there, Shaka, terrible things can happen.
Why would Shaka be there?
That's they made him left back in the game.
Well, they're running out of players, dude.
But we have a guy named Nuno Tavares just sitting there waiting.
You saw his apology after those last two games.
He looked good. He looked good in the second half, bro.
I mean, the score doesn't look great for Arsenal. Anyway,
we'll talk about it. Stop bringing up Arsenal. I don't know why you keep bringing it up. Even though
we'll get there later.
Hit the like button if you prefer Trent Alexander-Arnold over Kyle Walker, and if you prefer Kyle Walker over Trent Alexander-Arnold, hit the like button. Okay. So let's find out. We'll do it in form of poll.
This is why this is a good show, because we give you options. Yeah. All right, we're not
we'll
just
go figure this out.
I brought this up before about this rivalry, because it seems like the maybe some fans, broadcasters, people really want this to be a rivalry, and in the last couple years,
title contenders,
right? It totally makes sense, but it as far as the feeling of a rivalry, it doesn't really have much contention. There isn't much. There's a lot of respect. You saw the picture of Pep smiling with Trent Alexander-Arnold on the sideline.
There's the two boxers that are our friends. Let's see who wins today.
Or at the very least, like when they when they're promoting the fight, they're like, I hate this dude's mother, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then when after they're done, it's like, I don't know why I said that. Yeah, I mean, Don King told me to say it.
The moment got to me, bro. Your mother's love.
And that's pretty much.
She tastes like fine wine. Let's go. Whatchamacallit, Sate Tali said, which coach is more respectable, i.e., who is Pele homage?
Oh, yeah. Can we finally sort that out?
Yo, you're wrong, dog.
There's nothing wrong. I say the American way to say it is homage. The British way to say it is homage. That's it. I said there were two ways to say it. And you're like, you're wrong.
Bro.
What are you fighting about?
You know what else? Sometimes I say homage.
Okay, and I think is that the French way. I believe that's the French way.
It's the Pele je suis Pele version. P.S. Pep said he couldn't wait for their joint Hall of Fame dinner. Yeah, there's a lot of like respect between the two of them, and to some degree, I think Klopp has done it quicker than Pep has reached this like level.
I mean,
because Pep was at fucking Barcelona, then Bayern,
right,
City.
Klopp
is like Mainz, Dortmund, and Liverpool. He's built up teams.
Well, yeah, and he's made realistically, Liverpool doesn't have the budget that City does, and he arguably gets more from the players that he does have. The one interesting thing I would say is that Klopp doesn't. And maybe Liverpool fans could debate this, but I don't think Klopp has the ability to bring up younger players as well as Pep does. I mean, Pep has. There's been a couple greats, like a Foden. There's no equivalent of like a Foden.
Slow down.
All right, I'm slow. Okay.
Imagine I didn't follow that up with anything.
There's no equivalent.
You know who's going to like that? Bob Bradley. Whatchamacallit? Very different academies we're talking about.
Sure.
Manchester City, even though the player you're talking about is a local player and Phil Foden, Manchester City has 10 clubs they can pull from. Liverpool got Liverpool.
Right.
And the Boston Red Sox. Ain't going to find good players there. You know what I mean?
No good shortstop that can play right back.
Hey, yo, LeBron, you got a point guard you don't want? You can send us? I mean, it's a different thing to be able to pull from that. But I battle that with Liverpool's transfer policy. They don't pay anybody more than $200,000. They don't give anybody crazy long contracts.
Yeah.
And look at where they are. These are two very different philosophies going against each other. The multinational corporation versus we're going to do it the practical, pragmatic way.
Yeah, which is why they don't want to pay Mo Salah.
Which is why they're going to lose Mo Salah and Sadio Mane.
I don't know if they'll lose both.
100% will.
I think they'll keep one.
No.
I
they both want to get paid.
Yeah.
So if you're Sadio Mane and you see your boy not get paid, you thinking, I ain't going to win this battle either. I might as well have my agent start talking to people. Sadio Mane belongs on a Real Madrid. So Sadio Mane belongs on a Barcelona. Sadio Mane belongs on a Vancouver Whitecaps. You know what I mean? Just the greatest.
Just
the highest.
The three pillars
Yeah.
of the footballing.
We're all thinking the same names here.
Okay. So look, it's an interesting conversation and interesting debate between these two managers. I think anybody would be happy to have either one.
Said Johnny Damon is a better right back than Trent Alexander-Arnold.
I mean, he had the burst, the speed in center field. Was he center field or right field? I don't remember.
He might have been the slowest human being I've ever seen.